Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing very well. In today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to make this really easy blueberry bag charm / hanging decoration. So what you will need for this project is 2 different colours of double knit yarn. I'm using dark blue and dark green, a 1.5mm hook, some scissors, a sewing needle, a stitch marker and some toy stuffing. So we are going to be starting with the blueberries, so I'm starting with a chain 4 and then I'm making a slip stitch into the 4th chain from the hook. We're then going to make 8 single crochets into that ring. We're then going to pull tight on the tail to close the ring. And you're going to want to place your stitch marker into that 8th single crochet. For round 2 we are going to make 2 single crochets into each stitch around, which should give you 16 stitches by the end of the round. So make 2 in each stitch. For round 3 and round 4 we're going to just make 1 single crochet into each stitch around. For round 5 we're going to make a decrease stitch in each stitch around, so I'm picking up the front loop of the first stitch and a front loop of the second stitch, and then I'm going to make my single crochet as normal, so that is a decrease, and I'm going to repeat this all the way around, so picking up the next 2 front loops and making a single crochet, and then again picking up the 2 front loops and making a single crochet, and I'm going to repeat this into each stitch all the way around, which should leave you with 8 stitches. We're then going to fasten off, so do not chain 1, just cut the yarn and pull the loop through, and then you're going to stuff the blueberry with the toy stuffing. Then going to take your needle, and with the tail that you've just made you're going to sew backwards into each stitch around. So I'm basically kind of going in a spiral motion. You'll see that the wool is wrapping around the stitch. So I'm repeating this into each stitch all the way around. Then going to insert the needle into the side of the strawberry, so pull downwards and make sure that you then make a double knot into that side area that you inserted your needle, just to secure it, and then you're just going to sew onto the other side of the strawberry, so dragging the yarn through the middle of the strawberry and out to the other side to make sure it's all tucked away, and then just cut the yarn, and then that's all weaved in. So you're going to want to make 4 of these blueberries. For the stem, you're going to make a slip knot, and make sure that when you're making the slip knot you leave a fairly longish tail to sew for later on. And then we are going to make a chain of 14. You're then going to take your first blueberry and make a slip stitch with that green yarn into the side of the blueberry. So I'm grabbing a little stitch on the side and then I'm just making a slip stitch through that stitch. Then make another chain of 14. And then attach the next blueberry in the same way, so finding a stitch on the side of the blueberry, inserting your hook through that little side stitch, and then making a slip stitch. Again, repeat this, make another chain of 14. And then attach your next blueberry with a slip stitch. So I'm just repeating the same pattern process again for the last blueberry. You're then going to make a chain of 8. And then you want to flip the chain to reveal those back bumps, and you're going to make a slip stitch into the second back bump from the hook, and then you're going to make a single crochet into the next back bump, a half double crochet into the next, 3 double crochets into the next back bump, a half double crochet into the next back bump, a single crochet into the next back bump, and then finally a slip stitch into the final back bump. Then you're going to make another chain of 8, and you're going to slip stitch into the next back bump in the row. So see, I'm flipping that chain and then I'm making a slip stitch into that next back bump. You're then just going to slip stitch into each back bump across the row, and then you're going to stop when you have 7 chains left to slip stitch into, because we're going to make another leaf at the end. Once you have your remaining 7 chains, you're going to repeat the same process. So we're going to make a slip stitch into the next back bump, a single crochet into the next back bump, a half double crochet into the next back bump, 3 double crochets into the next back bump, a half double crochet into the next back bump, a single crochet into the next back bump, and finally a slip stitch into the very last back bump. You're then just going to chain 1 and fasten off, and then you're just going to sew the tails with your needle into the back of the leaf. So here I am showing you how you can make it into a bag charm. So you just want to wrap it around and then pull all of the blueberries through that little loop that we made at the top, that chain 8. You could also make more chains and make more blueberries and kind of make it into like a hanging garland. And this is the final result. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. And if you have any suggestions of what you'd like me to make next, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will see you with the next one. Bye guys.